Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Vulvas. Happy Memorial Day. Let's all make sure that we take a little bit of time to respect and send a little love for the fallen heroes that have given us our freedom in this country. And so I do want to give a moment of silence before I start this, just for all of those people that have been able to do that, to give us the opportunity to be where we're at today. Okay. But if you don't follow me on Instagram, be sure you do at postpartum_physio. That is where I kind of introduced what I was going to talk about with coffee and vulvas today. My coffee is a double espresso with a little bit of whole milk, organic whole milk, to make sure I get a little bit of that good fat in. I'm super excited about that. But we were talking about a question that I got from my client this morning. She was asking why it's so easy to find bad exercises to do when you have diastasis recti, and why it's really hard to find good exercises to do when you have diastasis recti, and should you even be exercising or doing core exercise with diastasis recti. So I want to first say that there's no such thing as a good exercise. There's no such thing as a bad exercise. Those are not real terms. They need to be dead. Those terms need to be dead. There's no reason whatsoever why we should be using those at all. So if you see a post that's like, this is a good exercise for, I'd scratch that. Best exercise, a lot of times it's just to get you to read it, but read the comment, the description, and if they're truly saying that it's a good exercise and that there's bad exercises, chances are they don't really know what they're talking about, right? So be mindful of that. Secondly, I made sure to tell this client that it was really important that she was working with me, because as a physical therapist, we have the knowledge to be able to prevent disease, prevent injury, but also rehabilitate anything that's going on if you had an injury or if you're recovering from something. Postpartum is a recovery, and so that's something that's really important to see a physical therapist for. We have the knowledge on diagnosis, disease prevention, and all of that, injury rehabilitation, muscles, tendons, all of that, that personal trainers, athletic trainers may or may not have. So being able to see a doctor of physical therapy is really valuable if you are looking for answers to these types of questions. But again, there's no such thing as a good exercise, no such thing as a bad exercise. It has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with what you're doing. It has everything in the world to do with how you're doing it. What I mean by that is if you are postpartum and you want to do sit-ups, a lot of people will be like, don't do sit-ups postpartum for at least a year. You know, educating you on the sense of it actually takes a lot more pelvic floor pressure to stand up from a chair than it does to do a sit-up. And so for me, there's no issue for you doing a sit-up if your pelvic floor is functioning well, if your deep core muscles are activating, if you're able to breathe, right? So you need to get that assessment to understand how the pelvic floor and the core are working together, and are they working together, and are they working together well? Because that's super, super important to understand the effect of what that does, right? So like not doing a certain exercise is not going to cure your diastasis. Doing 60 of one exercise is not going to cure your diastasis. Will core exercise actually help you to rehabilitate and feel better and look better in your body? Absolutely. But it's not about what you're doing, it's about how you're doing it. So I want to really make that clear, because it's really dependent on pelvic floor strength, pelvic floor assessment, knowing what your superficial or your deep muscles are doing, knowing if your low back muscles are activating with your deep hip muscles, and knowing which part of your core is really, really weak. Because a lot of times postpartum, your lower abdomen, the core right above the pubic bone, that part is the one that's really having trouble activating. And so it's important to note that sometimes that's the one that we need to focus on. We need to make sure we have exercises for the low core. That's a lot of leg lifts. That's being able to do those things and learn how to do that properly. I don't recommend doing that on your own if you have any symptoms. Of course, please reach out to a pelvic PT. But another like shameless plug in a sense is I do have my core upgrade program, which I want to speak with you a little bit about, because I created that for this specific reason. There's no good or bad exercises. So what I did was I curated workouts with all kinds of different core exercises together, and I used all my sciencey brain and my ability to prevent injury, to prevent issue, and to help to rehabilitate your core strength, along with connecting with your pelvic floor for 8 weeks. And so you have 8 weeks with 3 workouts each week, where each workout is broken down into each movement. Each movement has an advanced, it has a modification, and it has what I call the normal. The normal is just like, if you're doing a sit-up, it's just the sit-up. Modification is what to do if you can't do a sit-up or if you have symptoms. And then the deep is, or the advanced is the one where if it's too easy for you, how can you make it harder? And it's really important that we have all of those because everybody's in a different realm, right? And that lasts for 8 weeks. We got 8 weeks of that, and those are great things to start to integrate into your normal workout routines. You can start to take them into the gym and incorporate them into what you're already doing to help to build that core and pelvic floor strength. Because as a woman, your core and your pelvic floor strength is really the most important thing. We don't have external genitalia like men. We have got to focus and function with good pelvic floor and core strength, okay? So that's why I created this program, to help with my moms who are fearful of the good versus the bad exercises. How am I supposed to do it? So I explain it all. How do I do it with pelvic floor movement as well? So I explain it all. How am I going to do this newly postpartum? So I talk about it, like being able to do that. And then you get access to me 24/7 via an app. There's an app that's like a walkie-talkie. It's called Boxer. It's free. You can hop on there and ask me any question that you want at any time of the day. And I always get back to them, because having access to a doctor is very specific to you, because your situation is different from the 6 other moms that you might be working out with, right? So understanding that you're not alone, and that we created this program to have that access to me, but to also have that access to all of those workouts so that you can really promote and improve your own health, and to improve your strength and improve your endurance, improve your pelvic floor health. And I'm highly confident in the results that we're getting with it, and it's been really, really fun to see. And as you can tell, I'm not saying the result is weight loss, and I'm not saying that the result is losing the mommy pooch. I think those are terms that we need to redefine and not utilize in marketing. But I do want to say that the majority of my clients that have already gone through the core program are saying that they feel more tone and they notice a lot more strength being obvious, which is a big deal. The thing is like urinary incontinence decreases with core exercise. You know, prolapse decreases with core exercise. Back pain decreases with core exercise. Pain that you had during pregnancy decreases with core exercise. So I know I've created something that is incredibly valuable, and it is so, so important that you guys do incorporate core exercise. And I highly recommend that you hop into the application process. I'm currently taking applications. We're going to be restarting the whole program in the second week of June. It is an app. You can use it on your phone. They are all videos, so you get to watch each exercise separately, and then you get to the workout and you can see the full workout. And then you're going to do the workout. Accountability wise, you get to type into the comments that you've completed it. You can reach out to me on Voxer to let me know. There is a private Facebook community as well where you can hop on and do that. It's just really important that you find a program from, one, someone who truly cares about your health, 2, someone who is not claiming to know how to cure anything. Because remember, I've talked about this before with diastasis recti specifically. It's not about closing the gap. It's all about the function of the core and how you're using the core. You can exercise as much as you want, do whatever you want, as long as you are doing it how it needs to be done and how your body is able to portray and utilize that. So I'm super excited for you all to be able to kind of experience the beauty of what Core Upgrade is. It's kind of like my baby. I've birthed it this year, and it's been so cool. We went through it once, so many amazing testimonials, amazing results in the form of feeling better naked, having better sex, better orgasms, feeling as if she can wear a bathing suit without any issue because she doesn't feel that lack of confidence, feeling like her belly fat just completely disappeared. And different things like that are so important and incredibly valuable for you to learn, whether you're pregnant or postpartum. And so I do highly recommend that. All of the information is going to be in the show notes here on this YouTube channel, and they're also in my link in my bio on Instagram at postpartum_physio. You can go to the bio link, click on that, and you can apply. I require applications because the application gives me the opportunity to know if you have prolapse, to know if you have diastasis recti, to know if you have a hernia, so that we can talk about modifications and changing things like that up. Because there are different modifications for certain clients with prolapse. There's a different time for you to Kegel versus someone who doesn't have prolapse. There's a lot of things to consider. And so the application process is very short and sweet. You fill it out. It's a Google form. Once that's done, I get an email, and then I'm going to send you a link to schedule a call with me. And we're going to hop on a phone call so that we can discuss your case to make sure that you're the right fit. And then at the end of that phone call, I will say yes or no. I think you're the right fit for this program. Let's get you in. Or I'm going to say, no, but this resource might help you right now. Or if you need an in-person or a telehealth consult, we can also do that with you. If it's something that we need to see you in person first and then get you in the program, if that makes sense. So I hope that you guys are so excited about that, because obviously I am. It's a huge passion of mine. Can't wait to see all of those applications rolling in. I can't wait to see all of you make the decision for your health and truly get to the other side where that grass is greener and feeling confident and loving the way that you feel and look. And so I'm excited to see you guys in there.